Hey guys, it's Greg at Vanguard Motor Sales. Look what I got for you today, a little gem right here. Grand National with just over 300 miles. I believe it's 308 miles. Can you believe it? Look at this beautiful black, gorgeous car here. Now this was the start of something that they're doing a lot of nowadays. They're doing a lot of little motors with turbo on them to make a lot of horsepower. And this was the start of it back in the day. And of course, everybody knows what they did with the GNX. At that time, the GNX was supposedly the fastest car made by production, which is very cool. Now these cars also, when guys started fooling around with them, they made a lot more power with these too. That's why it's so rare to find one unmolested like this. Somebody put this car away and kept it as a collector's item, and that's why you need it in your collection. Check out the interior on this thing. I mean, you can tell nobody's barely ever sat in this thing. I mean, there's not a wear mark on it anywhere. She's looking absolutely gorgeous. Now, a quick story about this car is, well, not this car, but the Grand Nationals. I actually brought one of these home for my oldest son for high school, but he'd rather have had a Fiero. So we had a Fiero with a supercharged 3800 in it. So he drove that all through school, but I almost bought one of these. I'll tell you what, I love it, man. The black is gorgeous. The way everything's blacked out too, the way the bumpers and everything are blacked out. I mean, look at everything. That's actually my truck sitting behind it over there. It's completely blacked out, just like this car. So this car was doing a lot of things back in the day that they're doing today now. As you look down the side of it, man, she's beautiful. I don't see any door dings or anything in this thing, so it was definitely well cared for. The only thing I see is on the sail panel here, there's one little light spot in the paint, probably from all the polishing, and there seems to be a little bit of a heavy metallic or something going on there. But other than that, the paint on this thing is near flawless. I mean, she is absolutely gorgeous. Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we don't do any consignment whatsoever. That means we own this car. So you know, we picked it out, took our time, then we're gonna put it up on the lift, we're gonna take pictures of the bottom side, we're gonna show you everything you need to see, so stick with us. Grand National now that little pole out there just turned over 309 miles. So we're gonna try real hard to keep this thing under 310 miles. Like, we're gonna haul it over to our other facility on the wrecker. I know a lot of you guys collecting these things, we don't need to put any more miles on it than we have to. And of course, I used to drive one of these when I was a kid, not one of these, but a Regal. So brings back a lot of memories. And of course, I'd have loved to have this one. This thing is, of course, I'd have driven it, it would have 300,000 miles on it. But you can see the dash is all in beautiful shape. You know, it's got the cassette player in it, rear defogger, it's got tilt column, it's got the leather wrapped steering wheel. Like I said, they were really ahead of their time back then. They were really forward thinking when they built this car. Very, very cool car here, guys. So real collectible. She's a sweetheart. So give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this little dream in your driveway. All right, we're underneath this car now, and you can see just how nice it is on the bottom side. Look at that tank. Yeah, from 1987, baby, and it looks like it's practically brand new. Of course, you can see the floors are all looking sweet. Definitely kept indoors its entire life. Now, it has had a catback exhaust system put on it. You guys know these exhaust systems weren't coated back in the day and just sitting around all those years. So that's why they put the catback on it. In the rear end, we rolled this thing over and we counted 342 gears. There's some discussion on whether these things some of them came with 373s, I guess. but this one is 342. We rolled it over and counted it. Now you can see that the rear axle here has been painted with what looks like POR 15. I believe that came raw steel back in the day. Everything under here is just as clean as can be. It looks just like it should. You can see the floorboards here. Just a little bit of paint on them. That's what it came from the factory. They've got a new rubber hanger here on the back side of the cat. We got the 200 R4 trans. I mean, everything under here is clean as can be. Now you can see they also coated these lower and upper control arms also. Everything's just as clean as can be. Looks like the tie rod ends were painted with some paint that looks like bare metal. I mean, look at this scoop. I mean, these things got tore off of all the cars hanging down there. Everything looks good, man. All the plastic up front here, that chin spoiler, all looking sweet. And of course, the black paint just looking absolutely beautiful. Then we got the wheels, got the original wheels. Now, these tires are 21 models. Everybody knows that they didn't make GTs back then, so these are a reman tire. We looked it up, we found them online, $550 a copy. All 4 of them are from 21, so the tire's been replaced. You can see all the stone guard there from the line on the door down. That was factory. I mean, everything on this thing is just as clean as can be. You can tell, I mean, just very, very well cared for over the years. I didn't give you the size up front. 215, 65, 15, same size up front, guys. I mean, she is a beauty. Let's lower this thing down and see that turbocharged V6 under the hood. All right, under the hood here, it's just as pretty as 1987 under here, man. You want to talk about beautiful? Look at this thing, just absolutely gorgeous under here. And pretty much untouched as far as I can tell. The only thing that I do know that was done is this sensor in the brake, and that's something that goes on all of them. It starts leaking brake fluid out of there, so it's got a new sensor in there. Other than that, I mean, it looks like 1987 under here, man. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful how nice and clean everything was. Again, I've said it 47 times already. You can tell this car was definitely well cared for throughout the years. Just a little over 300 miles on this baby. Somebody put this thing away, and it can be in your collection, so give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this little dream in your driveway.